There is an emotion inside you right now that you're pretending doesn't exist. You don't show it, you don't talk about it, you swallow it. And you call that control. You call it peace. You call it being strong. But here's the part nobody tells you. The more you suppress it, the worse it gets. The Buddha had a different word for what you've been doing, and a monk learned it the hard way. In a monastery high in the mountains of ancient India, there lived a young monk named Ananda. He arrived at the age of 12, and from his very first day, his teacher gave him one instruction above all others. A monk who masters himself does not show anger. A monk who masters himself does not show grief. These are the storms inside us, and a master learns to still the water. Ananda took this teaching further than anyone before him. When another monk insulted him, he smiled. When visitors tested his patience, he bowed. And when he received news that his mother had died, he sat in silence. No tears, no reaction. But there were moments, late at night, when something rose inside him. Tight, heavy, unfamiliar. And each time, he pushed it back down, and the monastery praised him for it. Ananda is the most disciplined among us, they said. He has mastered the storms. 20 years passed this way. Then one morning, before sunrise, Ananda went to fill the water jars for the day's prayers. He reached for the same clay jar he had carried every morning for 20 years. And as his hands closed around it, it cracked. Not shattered, not broken in two, just a thin, quiet fracture along the side. He froze, staring at it, trying to understand. That evening, he brought the jar to his teacher. "Master," he said, "I don't understand. I have carried this jar for 20 years. I have never dropped it, never struck it against anything. I have been careful. So why has it cracked?" The old teacher looked at the jar and said nothing. Then he asked, "How old is this jar?" 20 years, Ananda replied. "And in those 20 years, what have you put inside it?" "Water," Ananda said, "every day." The teacher nodded slowly. "Water? And what else?" Ananda was silent. "Pressure," the teacher said. Each time the jar was filled, it expanded just slightly. Each time it was emptied, it contracted. You could not see it, but for 20 years, it has been living with that strain. He placed the jar gently between them. Movement without release becomes fracture. Then he looked directly at Ananda. "What did I ask you to still?" "The storms, Master." "I asked you to still the storms, not to trap them inside the jar." Silence filled the room. The teacher continued, "You have confused burial with mastery. I taught you not to be ruled by your emotions, but you heard something else. You heard, do not feel them. Those are not the same. The monk who buries his anger does not master it, he stores it. And what is stored builds pressure. And one day, quietly, without warning, he touched the crack in the jar. It cracked. And this is where most people get it wrong. They think control means silence. They think strength means suppression. So they swallow the anger, they hide the grief, they bury the frustration, and call it discipline. But it doesn't disappear. It just finds a smaller place to live inside you, and it presses outwards from there. The Buddha never taught the absence of emotion. He taught awareness. To feel the storm without being controlled by it. To acknowledge what's there and still choose your response. That's mastery, not burial. So ask yourself, honestly, what have you been holding in and calling strength? Because the jar doesn't warn you before it cracks, before it shows. Type the one emotion you've been pretending isn't there. Not to fix it, just to see it.